The Tsumi Makoto is transported to another world to become a hero by the god Tsukimichi. However, the goddess of this new world finds Makoto too ugly and exiles him to a wasteland filled with non-humans and monsters, giving him only the ability to understand all languages. Tsukimichi steps in, explaining that in Japan, Makoto's abilities were limited by modern life, but in this new world, he is very powerful and free to do whatever he wants. After wandering the wasteland for 3 days, Makoto saves a young orc named Emma from a two-headed wolf monster, realizing his newfound strength. Emma explains she was meant to be a sacrifice to the god Shen to lift the fog around her village so crops could grow. She takes Makoto to her village, where he starts learning magic. Makoto decides to confront Shen, a giant dragon who uses the fog to create illusions. Shen traps Makoto in an illusion of a happy memory, but becomes interested in Makoto's memories of Japan after looking through them. Makoto breaks the illusion, and Shen surprisingly offers to make a contract with him to become his familiar. Makoto agrees, and they form a contract, with Shen transforming into a busty samurai girl, eager to see what Makoto will do next. Makoto discovers that Shen is fascinated with his memories of historical dramas and samurai. She teleports Makoto to her dimension, which now looks like the Japanese countryside. Makoto tells the orcs that he defeated Shen, who then offers them the chance to live in her dimension, which is perfect for farming. Shen continues to watch Makoto's memories and insists they find a way to build a television to store his memories. Makoto decides to learn more about his parents, who Tsukimichi told him were born in this world before moving to Japan. Shen appears with an injured dwarf, explaining that their dimension is under attack by a spider called Black Disaster, cursed with eternal hunger and devouring everything. Makoto manages to destroy the spider, but collapses as it regenerates. Shen tries to help, but the spider suddenly declares that the extreme violence has satisfied its masochistic hunger, and it wants to stay with Makoto forever. Shen suggests the spider form a contract with Makoto to gain a human form, and the spider agrees. Shen performs the ritual while Makoto is unconscious. When Makoto wakes up, he finds he has a new, similarly busty female servant, which makes him slightly nervous. The dwarf is revealed to be Baron, an elder dwarf skilled in crafting artifacts. Baron moves his village into Shen's dimension as well. Shen and the spider ask for personal names, so Makoto renames Shen as Tomo after Tomo goes in and names the spider Mio. While Makoto is unconscious, Tomo and Mio go recruiting, and his village is now home to orcs, dwarves, mist lizards, and similar spiders. When Makoto returns to the normal world, he finds a human village, but they attack him. Tomo explains that Makoto's magical aura is so strong that the humans probably mistook him for a demon lord. Makoto spends months learning the human language, and has the dwarves craft items to suppress his aura. Entering the human village as merchants, they register at an adventurer's guild. Tomo and Mio break records by being 4 times as powerful as the next strongest adventurer, while Makoto, with his aura suppressed, ranks at level 1, weaker than a child. Tomo learns that a dragon she knew, Lancer, was destroyed by an adventurer named Sophia Bulga. Makoto notices the price of goods is unusually high, and that people have started following them. Tomo prepares to stop a night attack on their wagon. While buying food, Makoto and Mio are approached by a young girl. The girl, Renan, reveals that her sister Toa has disappeared. Tomo confronts the thieves, accidentally destroys 3 of them, and captures a 4th. Renan sketches Toa, and Makoto deduces from the thief's memories that their group is holding her captive. He sends Mio and Tomo to rescue her. Makoto is worried because Toa resembles a girl named Hiskawa he knew in Japan. Mio and Tomo find Toa and her captor, Mills Ace, the strongest adventurer at present. Renan sneaks away and tells the thieves that Makoto's wagon is full of expensive fruit, but he has already sold it. The thieves demand she steals Makoto's gold to pay Toa's debts. Mills, the thieves' secret leader, reveals that a demon lord recently approached the city and had a bounty placed on its head. He wants Mio and Tomo to help hunt it, not realizing the demon lord is actually Makoto. Renan decides she cannot steal from Makoto after he is so kind to her. Mio and Tomo defeat Mills and his thieves, and they destroy part of the city competing to see who can defeat more enemies. Renan reunites with Toa, who looks just like Hiskawa except for her hair color. Makoto praises Mio and Tomo for rescuing Toa, but then angrily blasts them back to the wasteland to repent for foolishly destroying the entire human city. Tomo alters everyone's memories, making them believe a monster horde destroyed Setsuya. Since Setsuya's guild was destroyed, Makoto must re-register in Saige, the nearest town. Makoto tricks Tomo into training alone in the wilderness while he travels to Saige with other adventurers. Neo and Makoto destroy many monsters, which Toa harvests for valuable parts, including rare ruby eye ants. After re-registering in Saige, Makoto celebrates with adventurers Luisa, the elven archer, Hazel, the human alchemist, and Ranina, the dwarf priest knight. Makoto decides to sell the ruby eyes to the Rembrandt Trading Company, but is warned by Toa that Rembrandt has a bad reputation. Back in his village, Emma reports on their progress. The elk are settling in the mountains, the dwarves have begun constructing buildings, the mist lizards are clearing farmland, and the orcs have started building Makoto a castle. Makoto worries that Tomo has been gone for a long time. The dwarves give Makoto a merchant outfit to further suppress his aura, but his magic is too powerful and destroys the outfit. Makoto discovers that magical ingredients grown in the demiplane are more potent than normal. When Makoto takes the ruby eyes to Rembrandt, he finds the manager difficult to deal with. The manager, Patrick Rembrandt, is dismissive at first but quickly apologizes when he sees the ruby eyes. He reveals they can make ambrosia, a cure for his wife and daughters who were cursed by a witch. Makoto registers as a merchant and easily passes the written exam, which consists of basic middle school math. The second test involves gathering 4 dangerous items, but he uses a rule allowing substitutions of equal value and offers the ruby ants instead. Makoto returns to the demiplane and plans to set up a hidden portal to trick traveling merchants into thinking the demiplane is a secret city. This way, they can trade for demiplane items and create a demand for them. Finding Tomo with Mio, Makoto notices Mio has become addicted to his memories of anime and children's cartoons. Tomo and Mio are puzzled when Makoto chooses to sleep alone rather than with one of them, and decide they need to come up with a seduction plan. Hazel agrees to Makoto's request to help brew the ambrosia. Meanwhile, an adventurer spies on Makoto and decides to gather as many adventurers as possible to stop whatever Patrick is planning with Makoto. Patrick secretly has the witch doctor who cursed his family removed. Hazel brews the ambrosia, and Makoto helps restrain Patrick's wife, Lisa, who has turned into a monster. Patrick successfully administers the ambrosia, curing her and later their daughters using the same method. Makoto returns to Tomo and Mio but is attacked by the adventurer Lime Latte and his numerous allies. After defeating all 200 enemies, Lime explains he only wanted a sleeping curse placed on Lisa and her daughters as revenge. Patrick had prevented adventurers who displeased him from finding work, causing many to die on dangerous quests. Lime claims he doesn't know why the witch doctor turned them into monsters. He apologizes to Patrick, who decides to let him live, and Lime retires from adventuring. Tomo, seeing in Lime's memories that he sends his wages to the orphanage where he grew up, gives him a katana forged by the dwarves and hires him as a spy. Meanwhile, despite his gratitude to Makoto, Patrick considers how to handle Makoto starting a competing trading company. Returning to the demiplane, Emma informs Makoto that another problem has arisen. The warriors in Makoto's village are feeling down after training, and Makoto realizes it's because he overwhelms them so much that they lose their confidence. He also notices that the different species don't train together, so he sets up weekly competitions to motivate them to strengthen themselves and each other. Makoto, Mio, and Tomo re-register as adventurers and are quickly asked to train a replacement for Lime Latte. Makoto chooses Toa and asks Tomo to train her, though Tomo is worried because Toa resembles the girl from Japan, and she fears Makoto misses his old life. Tomo puts Toa and her team through a tough training regimen, and tests their new skills by having them defeat a nest of 108 monsters, proving they are now the strongest adventuring team. Makoto decides to collect ambrosia flowers, which the ruby ants eat to make their eyes valuable. He also plans to rent shop space from Patrick. Patrick realizes that Makoto wants to rent rather than buy to avoid drawing attention from the Tsige Kingdom, who would likely ask him to spy on Patrick, which Makoto doesn't want to do. Patrick agrees to arrange a shop space for Makoto in a neutral city not allied with any kingdom. The village throws a party to celebrate Makoto opening his trading company. The kind reveals they found ambrosia flowers in the outside world, but didn't harvest any because elves protect them. Mio and Tomo sense Makoto dying repeatedly during archery training. Tomo figures out that when Makoto clears his mind to focus, he unintentionally merges with the environment and dies for a split second, which feels to Tomo and Mio like he's committing suicide. This has caused his mana to increase to a godlike level. If it continues, the goddess who banished him to the wasteland will see him as a rival and try to remove him. Makoto returns to the human world and is approached by a prostitute, causing the furious Mio and Tomo to drag him away. They declare they are tired of waiting for him to grow up and intend to have sex with him immediately. Makoto panics and escapes through a portal. The dwarves forge more powerful mana-suppressing equipment. Mio apologizes for her and Tomo's behavior, so Makoto invites her to help negotiate with the elves. Other adventurers also appear to steal the flowers, one of whom is the prostitute, causing the elves to attack immediately. Makoto teleports the adventurers to the demiplane and makes peace with the elves, Aqua and Eris. He meets Nilgestori and other elders, but Nilgestori's son, Adono, is upset that the barrier protecting the forest is weakening. Makoto meets Aqua and Eris' master, Mondo, a powerful warrior. Neo suspects Mondo is possessed, and overhears a telepathic conversation between Adono and someone else about demons. Later, a spirit frees itself from Mondo's body and drains Adono's life, destroying him for associating with demons. Makoto identifies the spirit as a lick and captures it. Tomo reveals she was the dragon who created the barrier at Nilja Story's request many years ago. The Lick explains he accidentally became a Lick while trying to become a Grant, a human who can freely travel between alternate worlds like a god. Tomo corrects him, explaining that Grants are not humans who could travel, but normal humans who accidentally traveled and thus earn the title of Grant. Realizing he has wasted his life on an impossible goal, the Lick happily accepts Tomo's suggestion of forming a contract with Makoto and teaching him about magic. The adventurers decide to escape the demoplane. Forming the contract transforms the Lick from a skeleton into a young and attractive man. A magical explosion occurs in the village, causing Tomo to collapse. Makoto and Shiki can heal the injured. Makoto realizes the explosion opened the portal to the outside world. Examining the memories of the racist prostitute, Makoto sees that she and her comrades tried to steal magical items. When guards intervened, one of the rings filled with Makoto's magic exploded, destroying Tomo's child fragment and an orc. Makoto follows and coldly eliminates the prostitute in revenge. After the funerals, Makoto learns from Shiki that he can see the prostitute's memories because memory viewing is one of Tomo's powers, showing their deep trust in each other. This makes Mio jealous. Makoto orders walls constructed to separate any adventurers who visit the demoplane to trade from the village itself. Makoto visits Patrick, who has arranged shop space for him in the neutral town of Rotsgard Academy. Makoto hopes to visit the academy to learn more about the world, the goddess, and humans. Since he may be gone for a while, he takes only Shiki with him and gives Mio and Tomo more memories as gifts. As they prepare to teleport, the goddess suddenly finds Makoto and messes with his teleportation, sending him to a distant battlefield where two demon warriors attack him and sever two of his fingers. The two reveal themselves as Sophia Balger and Mitsurugi, the strongest adventurer in the world, and the superior dragon she's famous for supposedly killing. They explain they've joined the demon army to destroy humanity. Makoto removes all his mana-suppressing equipment, overwhelming Mitsurugi with his magic and shattering Sophia's legendary sword. Makoto manages to teleport away, leaving Mitsurugi and Sophia alive, who swear revenge. Patrick receives word of the army's destruction from a powerful mage, but doesn't realize it's Makoto. Shiki believes the goddess used Makoto to destroy the army, and maybe to watch them. Tomo reveals she created another fragment named Kamo using Makoto's mana from a discarded ring, and Mio is furious when Kamo calls Makoto Papa. Makoto finally opens a shop, which is an instant success. After he teleported away, he learns that the demon and human armies did massive damage to each other, and that two other goddess-summoned heroes took part in the battle. The village throws a feast to celebrate Makoto's shop, and he thinks his future looks bright. However, the feast is interrupted by another fight between Mio and Tomo, causing Makoto to change his mind that his immediate future is quite annoying. And this is all for this video. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.